Hey guys. So I just want to talk in this video a little bit of what's needed in the track, and that depends on who's actually on stage. So if you have, kind of philosophy is if you have them on stage, um, you can put it in the track. So like if you have one guitar player playing strictly lead guitar, you can put rhythm guitar in the track. You can put some rhythm guitar in there. If you have a keys player on stage and you need some extra keys or pads parts that are integral to the song that you know that we're not going to be able to accomplish um, because of sounds or whatever, you can put those in there and then have the ask the sound guy to mix them accordingly. Um, we don't usually put bass tracks in because we have bass players now. If the bass player melts his fingers off, it's good to have the bass tracks in there. So yeah, so you look at who's on stage. Now if you have a super full band, two electric guitar players, say the keys player is running two pianos and they're getting all of the sounds needed, you don't need tracks at all. Like you just need click and guide, maybe a low pad or something, but not much track at all. We usually pull the percussion down quite a bit because we don't have uh, dedicated tambourine or shaker players, unless one of you guys wants to take up the tambourine or shaker. So we pull that down and just use it kind of as background accents. That's done from the soundboard side. One thing I want to talk about too is what is in the track. Is it going to add or detract, fill or distract? So like strings for us, we don't generally use strings because we don't have any string players on stage, and it looks ridiculous when they come in. It's like, where are those strings coming from? Obviously from the tracks. So I take those out. Things like dulcimers or bells or glockenspiel or chimes, we take a lot of those out too. We want to make it feel as authentic as possible while still filling up the space that we can't fill ourselves. We just want it to be a thing where nobody notices it's happening, but it adds to what we're doing, that it doesn't take away from what we're doing, that it helps and doesn't hurt. That's a little bit of that. Like if you're doing an acoustic Sunday and you just have acoustic guitars on stage, you're obviously not going to have keys in the track or electric guitar or drums. So yeah, or if you have acoustic guitars and keys, you're not going to have electric guitar in the track. That's going to just look ridiculous and be really, really weird. So think about who's on stage, who momentum is, and just like again, like I said, you want to fill up the space without anybody knowing that it's being filled by tracks. So we'll go over if you use WAV or MP3. I did this in another video, but I always use the WAV files of the Ableton sessions because they're the highest quality, and they're probably the easiest to mix for the sound guy. I want to make it as easy as possible for everybody. So we use the WAV files. Simple as that. I keep my tracks. I just have a list of questions over here that I'm reading. I keep my tracks on a hard drive, like I mentioned. We have in multitracks on multitracks.com, we have what's called Multitracks Cloud, and they keep all the tracks that we own. They store them for us, so you can just download them from there each week if you want to do that, or you can put them on a hard drive, whatever floats your boat, however you like to operate. And I would say only download, this was a good bit of information that I received along the way, only download the original key that the song is in, and then transpose it from there, because that's all that Multitracks is doing when you download in a different key. They've just transposed it, they've warped it. So if you have to warp it from there, it could sound a little weird. So always just download the original key. Then you're just downloading one thing, save space, and it sounds better. So that's all the things I have right now. On that, if I think of something else, I'll make another video.